when Philly and Boston made that trade, which I believe was maybe 4 or 5 days before the draft. Did you know that night that you were going to Boston?
What's funny, I was actually Phoenix had the fourth pick, so I was in Phoenix. I went to go meet with the coach and see the facility and see the players and all that. And I remember my agent called me, and I was like, I think I had a flight that night to go back home because this was now like a week before the draft. He was like, "Yo, tomorrow, once you go back to St. Louis, I need you to pack a bag because you're flying to Boston." I'm like, "Why I'm going to Boston?" He like, "It's not out yet, but they're gonna trade the first pick and they're gonna give it to third, and they want to see you work out again." I'm like, "No, I don't want to go to Boston because I want to go to Phoenix because it's nice weather out here. I'll be able to play. I'm gonna be able to average 20." I was like, "Boston, they just went to the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm not gonna play." I'm like, "No, I don't want to go to Boston." 15 minutes later, Coach K calls me. I'm like, "What's up, Coach? How you doing?" He's like, "Hey, I just spoke to Boston, and I think Brad is a great young coach, and I think would be a great fit for you. They're going to trade the pick, and they want to see you work out again. I think you should go." I'm not going to tell Coach K no. So I'm like, all right, I'd go. I didn't want to, not because I didn't like Boston. I just didn't think I was going to play or I wasn't going to be able to do what I wanted to do. And I remember I went to Boston 4 days before the draft, and I had a workout, and I remember I had a sinus infection, so I couldn't fly. I had to take the train from Boston to the draft, and I had a good feeling, but they didn't tell me or my agent that they were going to pick me. So even sitting at the draft table, I had no idea where I was. I knew I wasn't going 1 or 2 because everybody said Markelle and Lonzo were going first and second. So I had no idea. I figured it would be Boston or Phoenix. I figured I was going 3 or 4.
Wow. I think the mindset you had to want to go to Phoenix, I don't necessarily think that's a bad mindset to have because you understood at the time what, on paper at least, looked like a better fit. So many young guys just want to get drafted as high as possible, and they don't really even between 3 and 4, you're talking about over the life of a contract, a few $1 million.
Yeah.
So to have that mindset of I just want to get to a place where it's going to be a great fit, I'm going to get an opportunity to play right away. And you ended up obviously hitting a home run on that.
For sure.